This Friday morning on RaiderRise, international business students took a trip down to the Port of Miami.
This past weekend, Gulliver Prep's theater program performed their play Spelling Bee, which was a huge success.
Throughout the week, students took time to pause and reflect and wrote it all down.
Shifting gears, we meet a student whose setback became the turning point that revealed his true potential.
Moving on, a collectible sold for a record-breaking price.
Good morning, Miami. I'm Harvell Jackson. This week is shaping up to be bright and sunny, but stay tuned as I'll be back with your weather report later in the show.
All that and more coming up on RaiderRise.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Joaquin Dusek.
I'm Elisa Sr., and welcome to this episode of RaiderRise.
On Tuesday, Gulliver business students visited the Port of Miami to see firsthand what international business looks like. They stopped at the cargo terminal, getting insight about vessels, capacity, unloading processes, and the logistics behind merchandise. They then took a look at the Norwegian cruise ship terminal to see firsthand what the port has to offer in terms of travel. This experience allowed the students the chance to get a real-life perspective on the things they've been learning in the classroom, giving them a deeper understanding of business at its core.
We always think about it in theory, and we don't really envision it at the actual places where it happens. And when we were there, we realized how complicated and how much it goes into international trade.
The Gulliver Theater program's production of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, put on just this past weekend, earned straight superiors, with Gabriela Selick named All-Star Cast and Balthasar Lemmy named All-Star Crew. Every performance taken to competition received a superior, and more than half the troupe achieved the highest marks in Dade County, showing their growth into confident, independent artists. Two seniors, Gabby Selick and Gabby Tarpey, were awarded Dade County Art Scholarships.
This week, students took part in the school's new I Wish campaign, inspired by the recent Challenge Success Conference. Outside the Student Center during lunch, students were invited to pause, reflect, and write their own I Wish statements. Each student had the option of the card to be signed or kept anonymous. The campaign was put into effect with the goal to build empathy and strengthen the school community. Students were able to participate on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday by stopping by the table during lunch and sharing their wishes.
I think it's a great way for students to express themselves anonymously, without having to go through the judgment that they could usually experience if saying in front of other students and people they don't feel comfortable.
A Gulliver student who once dreamed of making his mark on the football field found a new path after an injury cut that dream short. Junior Logan Garcia began volunteering at a local youth center, discovering a passion for helping younger students. That spark led him to launch his own organization focused on teaching kids the basics of robotics. His mentor says that the experience pushed him to step up, show leadership, and mature in ways that surprised even himself.
I got into this through a mentor of mine. He runs a nonprofit called The Home Team. And so he was mentioning to me that I could volunteer at one of his programs, which is at the Gibson Bethel Community Center. And so as I started to look into it, he deals with a lot of under-resourced kids. So education equity is definitely something that's important to him. And so it became important to me as I started to look into it. And I started to really understand that if you're not introduced to STEM early, it can oftentimes be harder to get into it in high school.
Now for this week's announcements. Next week is Winter Spirit Week. Here's a look at the dress out days. On Monday, dress like you just got off the slopes, ski slope vibes, wear beanies and goggles. Tuesday, holiday sweater showcase. Wear either an ugly sweater or a holiday sweater to show off your festive side. Make sure they're school appropriate. Wednesday is Winter White. Dress in all white and wear anything to do with snowflakes. Thursday, Holiday Jammy Jam. Wear your holiday pajamas. And lastly, Friday, sparkle attire, reindeer antlers, or jingle bells. Don't forget, it's a half day.
36 theater students competed in individual events, and 20 earned top honors medals, the highest possible score in their categories. Also, two seniors, Gabby Selick and Gabby Tarpey, were awarded Dade County Art Scholarships. More than half our troupe achieved the highest marks in Dade County, showing their growth into confident, independent artists.
The Cyber Patriots robotic team finally received their delayed round 2 scores and have officially moved up from the gold bracket to the platinum bracket, the highest division. The competition will now be tougher, but this advancement opens the path to the state round and the semifinal rounds that follow. By reaching platinum, this team is now ranked in the top 8% of all high school divisions and brackets nationwide. This position also makes them eligible to compete in the national finals, should they advance to the remaining rounds.
And finally, the dance team will be attending the ADA Dance Team Regionals in Fort Lauderdale. They'll be dancing from 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. in the Rick Case Arena at the Don Taft University. That's it for announcements. Now back over to Harvell for a broader look at this week's weather.
Thanks, guys. For today's weather, you can expect temperatures at around 76 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and a 0% chance of rain. Moving into the weekend, you can expect light showers on Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the high 70s, moving down to the high 60s. Moving further into the week, we can expect skies to clear up with a 0% chance of rain, with weather moving into the mid 70s, dropping down to the low 60s for cooler temperatures. So don't forget your sweaters at home. Well, that's all for the weather. Back to you guys.
I'm sensing you're upset. I recommend you go outside. There you go. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Feel. See your emotions come to life.
For one student, his strive for success presents new opportunities.
That's right, Joaquin. And although he came in with some nerves, he was able to find a way to express himself.
Meet Logan Fidel, a senior at Gulliver Prep who's turned pain into purpose.
It was a really tough move because for me, having lived almost my whole life in France, I had to leave behind friends. This whole social structure I created for myself came at a very tough point in my life. I needed something to keep me going and something to keep me motivated.
Logan was in for a fight, just not the kind he originally expected.
He walked in here not knowing anybody, but he still was confident of himself, so I liked my first interaction with him.
And from the moment that he stepped in the ring, Logan started rolling with the punches.
And after that was like, Mom, this is a whole other level. I need to be in Miami. He came here and the boxing just had him so focused, and he loved it so much that, you know, that helped him through that transition.
Boxing gave me an outlet to express my emotions, to express my anger, and to create this passion and this meaning for myself.
With his newfound passion and determination, Logan is ready to face any challenge head-on. For Raider Vision, I'm Harper Migdal reporting.
Well, Elisa, his story is truly inspiring.
Absolutely, Joaquin.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's RaiderRise.
Thanks for spending your morning with us.
From headlines around the world to milestones here at Gulliver, we hope you leave today a little more inspired.
We'll be back next week with more stories, more moments, and more reasons to rise.
Keep rising, Raiders.